it wasn't the prettiest of games. Maybe I thought the players have applied themselves unbelievably well over the last couple of weeks to try and get over the level of disappointment of losing a final after putting so much into that, to turn around last week against a very strong Munster team and to come here today to amazing stadium. We talked about that sort of evolution of Glasgow over the last 20 years or so. If you think back to Hewenden and Firhill and Scotstoun, and here we are in Celtic Park, you couldn't really make it up in many ways. It was a real privilege for our guys to be here. The game itself, I thought we had some chances early on, didn't quite finish them, and Glasgow come into the game and were very strong. I thought they probed around the ruck, and they're very good at targeting people early, which gives us that bit of momentum, and we were soaking metres, and eventually we soak over our own try line, so 7-0, and big moment straight away after that. So we kick off, and Luke McGrath does unbelievably well to get to Stuart Hogg, and the ball spins, and Gary does well to chase up, and it's classic of never chasing those lost causes. So we hit back straight away, and then I think we have a period where we're in ascendancy in many ways, and then the forwards do their thing and power over. Keane gets over eventually, so we were able to manage that period quite well, I thought, and with the conditions the way they were, I think the team that had a lead was always going to have a significant advantage, because it was going to be hard chasing the game. And for the most part of the second half, I thought we played that territory game pretty well. It wasn't pretty necessarily the prettiest, but in terms of getting the job done in the final, and the conditions that the lads had to play in as well, I thought they managed it pretty well. Obviously, there's the yellow card to Rob, which could have been costly for us. We give up a try during that period. When he's chasing, he's eyes on the ball, and you have the collision in the air, and you just got to deal with the consequence of whatever they are. So, whatever 15 minutes to go, and he's gone for 10 of those 15 minutes. We get him back on, and whatever, there's 4 minutes left to play in the game. So. We just have to deal with the consequences and what the referee deems on the day. So there was probably one or two other instances in the first half you could look at as well, potentially. But that's just the nature of these finals. But again, I thought there were two teams going so fully committed at the game, given everything that they have. You can see what it means to Glasgow, the support that they have. They've had at the game. They were pretty outstanding in their semi-final last week against Ulster, and it was never going to be easy for our guys, and you could see how tight it was as a game. But as I said, we're delighted to get a win. Again, driving into the ground for us, the support we have coming in is amazing. So thank you to all those people that made the trip again off the back of Newcastle 2 weeks ago, then back to the RDS and back to Glasgow. It's a tough run for a supporter, but plenty of them stuck with us, which is great.
Yeah, we spoke. I suppose we knew early in the week that Shawnee was struggling a little bit, and we wanted to make sure that he got his last contribution wasn't the Sarries game. Because his last memory now will be lifting the trophy. There's not too many people that have lifted a trophy by themselves in Leinster. I think maybe Leo and Issa are the only two. The rest of the time we always lifted in twos, but it's fitting for him, and we're going to miss him greatly. For me, he's up there with some of the best players I've ever played with. As a forward, I'd say he's the best. No offence, Leo, but he had some strings to his bow that just some other forwards in the world didn't have in his prime. And as a leader and a player, we're going to miss him, but we'll obviously drive things from within and make sure that those younger guys that are coming through will live up to his standards. Yeah, he was huge. He came up with some big plays, but it's the learnings. We conceded on that side of the pitch against Sarries just before half time, and Jordan will say himself that he could have maybe dealt with that situation better if he had it back again, but we'd all do things differently in the Sarries game if we could have it back again. And he learnt his lessons, and he came up with a huge play, and that's why I was so happy for him. And it was a great tackle, because DDH Van der Merwe is a serious player, very strong, very elusive, and he broke so many tackles, and Jordan made that one count. It was nearly a big moment, because we did a good kick in and we trapped them behind the try line. They nearly got away, and we sort of made sure we chased up on that open side. And we went for a ball play. We went for the scrum when they were still down to 14, and obviously halfway through that sort of period, they got back to 15, and we sort of were stubborn to keep going. We thought that we could get in on the left the way they were set up defensively. But we weren't ruthless enough in that moment. But in those conditions, 8 points is still a good lead, and we were able to sort of wear the game down for another 10 minutes in and around that area. So look, I'm very proud of the lads. Like Leo said, the way we bounced back after probably the lowest point of all our careers, really, in terms of losing European Cup final.